In the boundless, ethereal expanse where celestial energies weave their intricate dance, Archangel Michael, the radiant guardian of divine justice, weeps with a sorrow so profound it echoes through the very fabric of the cosmos. His tears, shimmering with the light of 1,000 heavenly choirs, fall not in vain but as a clarion call, heralding a revelation that will irrevocably transform the tapestry of your existence. This is no fleeting whisper or trivial jest. It is a truth so potent, so searing, that it will reshape the contours of your soul, leaving you forever altered. A confession has emerged from the shadows, trembling and raw, spoken by someone who once stood within the sacred circle of your trust. Their voice quaked with guilt as they uttered your name, each syllable a heavy stone cast into the still waters of the divine, sending ripples that stirred the heavens themselves. The skies shifted in that moment, the spiritual realm trembling with the weight of their admission, and now the consequences of their words are cascading toward you like a celestial tide, poised to unveil truths that will shatter the foundations of everything you've ever held true about loyalty, trust, and the bonds that tether heart to heart. This is no ordinary secret, no fleeting whisper of gossip or momentary lapse in judgment. It is a confession born from a soul buckling under the unbearable weight of years of hidden betrayal, a heart-heavy admission that cuts deeper than any mortal blade, piercing the very core of your being. For far too long, someone wore a mask of friendship, their smile a meticulously crafted facade that concealed a labyrinth of deceit woven in the shadows of your life. They believed their actions would remain forever entombed in silence, buried beneath layers of pretense and falsehood. But the divine clock has struck with unyielding precision, and the era of their secrecy has been shattered into countless fragments. Clutching an old photograph of you, their hands trembling as though grasping the last thread of a fraying lifeline, they wept bitterly, their voice fracturing under the strain of their confession. "I never deserved their kindness," they murmured, each word a jagged shard of truth. Their tears fell like a relentless rain, each drop a testament to the crushing burden of their actions, as they admitted to twisting truths, weaving lies, and sacrificing your trust on the altar of their own fragile ego. They altered the narrative of your life, painting you in shades of falsehood to shield themselves from scrutiny, all while secretly harboring a fervent wish for your downfall, hoping to bask in the fleeting glow of your failure. Archangel Michael, the celestial sentinel whose presence commands the heavens, stands resolute, his voice thundering through the spiritual realms as he declares that you have lingered too long in a fog of confusion, your heart weighed down by unseen forces that sought to slow your sacred journey. This person, consumed by a corrosive envy that festered in the hidden corners of their soul, harbored a secret desire for your defeat, praying you would stumble so they could claim the light that was rightfully yours. Their confession is a tempest of shame, a storm that now crashes upon your spirit with a force that threatens to unsettle the very core of your existence. Yet, within this chaos lies a divine opportunity, a sacred reversal orchestrated by the hands of the divine. The gates of restoration are swinging wide, their hinges creaking with the promise of renewal, and the spiritual chains that have bound you are beginning to fracture under the unrelenting weight of truth. They mocked your purity, laughing behind closed doors, believing their actions were harmless jests, mere ripples in the pond of your life. But heaven does not smile upon betrayal. When they chose to harm a chosen one, they broke a sacred covenant with the light, and the consequences of that violation are now unfolding with a relentless, cosmic precision that no mortal can evade. As their confession poured forth, a torrent of guilt and regret, their face paled under the crushing weight of divine pressure, their breath catching in their throat as they felt the unmistakable presence of Archangel Michael himself. His flaming sword of justice gleamed with a radiance that pierced the darkness, poised to sever the ties of deceit that have held you captive for far too long. Do not be swayed by their tearful apologies, for their regret is a desperate, futile attempt to erase the indelible mark of their guilt, a mark etched into the spiritual ledger of their soul, unyielding and eternal. They admitted to sabotaging your path in ways both insidious and overt, from whispering poison into the ears of those who loved you to sowing seeds of doubt that caused hearts to grow cold and distant, their warmth replaced by an inexplicable chill. They confessed to prying into the sacred recesses of your private life, Checking your phone when you weren't looking, using your personal moments as fodder for mockery in secret circles where your name was spoken with derision. What they once laughed at has now become their torment, a haunting specter that stalks their every moment as the light they sought to dim now blinds them with its unrelenting brilliance, exposing their actions to the unflinching scrutiny of both heaven and earth. Their betrayal plunged deeper still, touching something sacred you held close, a treasure you shared with no one, locked away in the innermost chambers of your heart. They copied it, mocked it, and now they are haunted by it. Your name echoing in their sleepless nights like a relentless mantra, your face flashing in their restless dreams like a divine indictment they cannot escape. Archangel Michael assures you, with a voice that resonates with celestial authority, that despite their wrongs, your elevation is imminent, a divine promise that no force in the universe can undo. Your path is being cleared, each obstacle swept away by the winds of divine justice. Your spirit is being cleansed, washed in the light of truth, and your divine purpose is being restored with a radiance that cannot be dimmed, a beacon that will guide you to your rightful place. They even attempted to claim your spiritual gifts, masquerading as the chosen one, but the light rejected them, refusing to bend to their deception, its purity unyielding. Now, their true nature is laid bare, and those who once believed their lies are turning away, their energy too heavy to bear, their presence a burden no one wishes to carry, a shadow that lingers but cannot touch the light. You are stepping into a moment of divine vindication, a sacred turning point where the tears of Archangel Michael become the very foundation of your strength. Each tear he shed was no ordinary drop. It carried the power of 10,000 angels, each one a celestial warrior declaring the end of betrayal's reign over your life. The confessor admitted to envying your natural grace, studying your every move with a hunger born of desperation, attempting to mimic your essence, your style, your voice, your very being. But your uniqueness, crafted by the divine hands of the Creator, could never be replicated, no matter how fervently they tried to steal what was yours. Their confession ended with trembling lips, their voice barely a whisper as they pleaded for forgiveness, a plea you are not obligated to grant hastily. Forgiveness is a journey, not a switch, a sacred process that unfolds in its own time, and Archangel Michael lifts the false guilt from your shoulders, freeing you to rebuild trust at your own pace, to heal in the gentle embrace of your own truth, and to rise in the unassailable power of your own spirit. Their actions extended far beyond personal betrayal, reaching into the sacred realm of your blessings, where they sought to thwart the divine abundance destined for you. They confessed to blocking your financial opportunities, spreading falsehoods to those in authority, delaying what was rightfully yours with a malice that cut deep. They even admitted to consulting forces of darkness, seeking to bind your prosperity through rituals that reeked of desperation, believing they could alter the divine script of your life. But what they failed to understand, in their hubris, was that your blessings were written by angels, inscribed in the eternal ledger of heaven, untouchable by mortal schemes or shadowy machinations. Now what was blocked is returning with a force multiplied tenfold, a tidal wave of restoration backed by the cries of your ancestors who rose in your defense in the spiritual realm, their voices a chorus that shook the heavens and demanded justice on your behalf. The confessor mocked your faith, calling it false, a mere facade, only to now seek the very divine power they ridiculed. Their desperation a stark testament to the potency of the light they tried to extinguish, a light that burns brighter with every passing moment. This confession peeled back the veil on a network of betrayal, revealing a hidden group that plotted against you, their masks now shattered into fragments by the unrelenting light of truth. Archangel Michael's wings encircle your home, a divine shield woven from the threads of celestial fire, ensuring no curse can touch what is anointed, no shadow can linger where the light prevails. The confessor's regret is not your burden. Their actions have written their own consequences in the divine law, a record that cannot be erased, a judgment that cannot be appealed. They admitted to impersonating your kindness, manipulating those close to you with a facade of concern, all while sowing discord in your relationships, driving a wedge between you and those who once held you dear, their love replaced by doubt. But that wedge is dissolving, crumbling under the weight of divine alignment, and the hearts touched by deception are being rekindled by the fire of truth, their warmth returning like a long-lost friend. Your spiritual gifts are returning stronger, their brilliance undimmed, your discernment is sharper, cutting through the fog of lies, and your future is clearer than ever before, a horizon painted with the colors of divine promise, as the heavens rewrite the narrative of your life with a flourish of celestial grace. This moment is your liberation, a sacred turning point where the confession becomes the catalyst for your meteoric rise. It was not just for you to hear, a mere whisper in the wind. It was recorded in the heavens, a testimony etched into the spiritual archives, triggering an irreversible wave of divine intervention that no force can halt. The one who confessed is now spiritually marked, not by human hands but by the inexorable consequences of their choices, their soul trembling under the weight of heaven's unblinking gaze. They spoke your name in fear, their voice shaking as they realized the divine is watching, its judgment unwavering, and their influence is collapsing like a house of cards, as those they once manipulated see their true face, unmasked and undeniable. The masks have melted, dissolved in the crucible of truth, and the reality of their actions is laid bare for all to see. You are not the same person you were when they betrayed you, a fragile soul wounded by their deceit. You have passed every silent test, emerging stronger, wiser, and cloaked in a divine authority that radiates from the core of your being. Your glow, both physical and spiritual, is untouchable, repelling those who sought to dim it with a radiance that cannot be challenged, a light that burns with the fire of the divine. The confessor admitted to being obsessed with your strength, watching with a mixture of awe and envy as you carried yourself through storms with a grace they could never hope to emulate. They coveted the peace you exuded, a serenity born of faith, and tried to steal it, to wear your crown, to claim your light as their own. But that crown burned them, its divine fire too pure for their unworthy hands, for your purpose is not something that can be copied, your soul designed with divine fingerprints, a unique code woven into the fabric of creation. They confessed to breaking your trust intentionally, manipulating others against you with a precision that chilled the heart, pushing buttons to trigger your deepest wounds, studying your vulnerabilities like a predator stalking its prey. But every scar you carry has become sacred armor, forged in the fires of adversity, rendering their weapons powerless against your spirit. You are spiritually unshakable, a living testament to the power of divine protection, a beacon of resilience that no storm can extinguish. The confession was their chain, a shackle forged by their own hands, but your grace is your crown, and you are called to wear it boldly, to walk in the fullness of your divine calling. The divine clock is now ticking in your favor, its hands guided by the angels who watch over you, and the heavens are aligning to restore what was stolen, to return what was lost with a vengeance. The confessor admitted to intercepting a life-changing opportunity meant for you, a letter, a message, a person sent by the divine to lift you higher, to set you on the path of your destiny. They blocked it, believing they could control the trajectory of your life, but time is bending, folding in on itself to return what was rightfully yours, a cosmic correction that no force can resist. The divine river of your blessings is flowing once more, its waters unimpeded, and no one will be permitted to dam it again. No hand will be allowed to obstruct its sacred current. Your elevation will be loud, a symphony of triumph that echoes through the heavens. Your light will attract the right hearts, drawing them to you like moths to a flame, and your past pain will become a platform of power, a foundation upon which you will build a legacy of grace and resilience. Archangel Michael has sealed your new chapter with a flourish of celestial authority, closing the doors of confusion, betrayal, and false connections with a resounding finality. This is the dawn of clarity, the birth of truth, the genesis of an unshakable favor that will carry you into the fullness of your divine destiny. The confessor's face now carries the weight of their guilt, their soul aged beyond its years by the memory of every wrong, each choice a stone added to the burden they bear. They thought they could forget, that time would erase the stains of their actions, but their spirit remembers, haunted by the choices they made, the lines they crossed. They confessed to celebrating your tears, pretending to care while secretly rejoicing in your pain, their hearts cold as they watched you falter. But your tears were seeds, sown in the fertile soil of faith, and their confession is your harvest, multiplied by the angels for your good, a bounty that overflows with divine abundance. The one who betrayed you is now surrounded by the energy they sent, their own chaos a mirror of the harm they inflicted, a prison of their own making. Yet you are rising, unbowed and untouched by their schemes, your name cleansed in the spiritual and physical realms, your reputation reborn in the light of truth. The winds of your vindication are blowing through every corner of your life, restoring your voice in places where it was silenced, honoring your gifts in spaces where they were stolen, and making your presence magnetic with a divine glory that cannot be ignored. As the echoes of this confession fade into the quiet of the past, your story is only beginning, a new chapter unfolding with the promise of triumph. The chains of betrayal have shattered, their fragments scattered to the winds of divine justice. Your spirit is free, soaring into the divine spotlight of your destiny. Archangel Michael stands as your unwavering protector, his sword of justice gleaming with celestial fire, severing every tie that binds you to those who once sought to dim your light. He is your shield, your guide, your champion, his presence a constant reminder that you are protected, that you are seen, that you are chosen. You are stepping into a season where no lie, no jealousy, and no betrayal can touch you, a sacred realm where your name shines as a beacon of truth, a living proof that even favor cannot be stolen, that divine protection is real, that your purpose is guarded by the hand of the divine. Walk boldly, chosen one with a heart ablaze with courage, for the angels who sing your victory, their voices a celestial choir that heralds your redemption. Let this truth empower your every decision. Let every decision your steps be guided by the light of your soul. Let your spirit rise, a rise that be a testament to the unyielding power of divine justice, and let this moment be your eternal testament to your unconquerable spirit.